Hi guys, how may I meet her base, MicheleMarieDalene, and I know this is not a live stream, so for those of you who are looking for a live stream today, I didn't feel like going through the aggravation. But we are also going to be making some new changes to the live streams, and then new changes to the schedule. So let's get started with the details. Monday, Lummy's still doing hers from 5 to whenever. On Thursday, Doreen is doing hers from 5 to whenever. And Friday is, for me, is, if I choose to do one, it'll be from 5 to whenever. And the reason why we're not doing a live stream today is I don't feel like doing one. Because I just don't. But I do get something to show you. And unfortunately, unlike Dory's video, I could not, since there was no camera person, I couldn't have the camera person zoom in and show you this. So let me show you the accessory itself. And then I can show you how you'll use it with your iPhone. Now this, let me put back together here, is a case. It has a battery in it, okay? And it has a dock connector for your phone that your phone will sit in. And you see this baby bump on the back. Maybe we can see it better sideways. There's a baby bump. That baby bump is where the lithium ion battery is. It's in here, okay? I know because I took one of these apart already. I had 3 of them. 2 of them had the broken connector here, and I didn't have any way of fixing the connector, and so I just ended up having to throw them in the garbage because I could not fix the connector because I didn't have the tools or the eyesight to do it. Okay, this has a 3-position switch. Okay, off and on. That sounds pretty simple, but there's a middle position. And the middle position is where it will charge both the built-in battery and your iPhone from your USB supply at once. I do not know if this thing will still allow you to iPhone to dock and still send files and data back and forth. But now, okay, so it's a really pretty full case. It's made by... It is a 2,000 milliamp hour. May explode if it's exposed to fire. Do not short circuit. The only thing it doesn't say is who is the manufacturer of this. It's got a 2,000 milliamp hour battery. Okay, so what you do is you slide your iPhone for us. Yes, they made these for other newer phones too. And then you just slip it on top like that. And right now I have it as pass-through mode. But if I switch the switch over here, it charges the phone. So it's got a 2,000 milliamp hour battery, or 2 amp hour battery. You still got access to your camera in the rear. You still have access to your volume controls and your silence switch. And you still have access to your power button. And you still have access to, because of the case is designed, you still have access to a standard skinny iPhone 3GS or iPhone headphone jack connector here. If you want to use a fat one, you need to use a shim adapter to make it work with a fat plug. So anyway, let me just put this thing on silence so that we don't get interrupted here too much by all the notifications I get on my phone. But really neat case. The white one was very similar to this one. I get a little bit nervous when you start dealing with lithium-ion or lithium polymer batteries because of the fact is that is photointroduction demonstrated why once they go ballistic, they go ballistic. If you want to watch that demonstration, go to Photo Introduction's channel about lithium batteries being deliberately set to fail. Very different than what may happen in real life, but there have been plenty of real life demonstrations of batteries failing in phones and totally causing a lot of collateral damage to homes and, of course, to people's health and lives. Not at all good for you. Until 2030 is said, and research has shown that what I'm going to tell you next is a no-brainer. The Earth's global temperatures are dropping compared to last year. The Earth temperature is dropped by 0.45 degrees Celsius so far this year. Look, honey, all you have to do is walk outside right now. It's May 5th, May 5th. And it's freezing out there. Freezing. It's only about 11 degrees Celsius. It's not warm. We have lost over 30% of our wheat crop. Kansas, Western Kansas, wheat crop is kaput. Most of the growing region of the Midwest has been damaged by cold and snow and excessive rains. And yes, not too long ago, it snowed in Kansas. Enough snow that it was very hard for them to go out there and do a survey on the wheat crops. So there's definitely concern that our wheat and our oat yield, never mind corn yield, is all down because of the weather is changing. Like I didn't tell you that already. I told you this a couple of years that this is happening, that the temperature of the earth is changing. Things are not going to be the same as they were a couple of years ago. There's all kinds of things going on with the weather alone. Unusual auroras in the sky. Okay? New forms of plasma filaments coming down from the sky that no one has ever seen before. Increased cloud cover. Increased volcanism. Now, volcanism may not mean anything, but it does. Because they also belch out a tremendous amount of ash and particulates, which is the ash itself, and of course that's sulfur dioxide and CO2 into the upper atmosphere, and that is increasing the cloud cover as well. How cold is it? Well, or how cold could it get tonight? Here's the detail. I'm just gonna pull up the quick Apple weather app, because that way I can get it real quick here for you. Right now it is 11 degrees Celsius. The Saturday, okay, it's gonna get down. It's gonna be a high of 19 degrees. It should be higher than 19 degrees during this time of May. What's going on? Low of 7. Sunday. Oh yeah, it's going to be raining too. I know I forgot something. Sunday, cloudy. A high of 14, a low of 2. Monday, a high of 10, a low of 1. And that is in the month of May. May. We're not talking about March. Okay? So, all these days, the amount of sunlight we're going to be seeing is inadequate. On Tuesday, it improves a tiny bit. It'll be cloudy again. A high of 11, a low of 3. And it slowly makes a change, but it doesn't really stay very nice very long. Wednesday, a high of 13. Rain, a low of 6. Thursday, cloudy, high of 13, a low of 7. Thursday, cloudy, I just read that. Friday, 13, a high of 17, a low of 8, cloudy. Saturday, cloudy, high of 18, a low of 8. Sunday, raining, high of 18, a low of 8. And it doesn't get any better than that. Now, the Weather Channel is beside itself because they subscribe to the IPC global models. And guess what? It's not working for them. Like, we didn't know that, right? Great. But, I'll be honest, I don't mind a mild, nice summer day. I don't mind a mild day. It's when you start getting to be in the 30 degrees Celsius range with a relative humidity of 100%, and the mosquitoes and other creepy crawly insects are crawling all over you, and you're sweating and you smell bad. That's what I can't stand. But I don't mind when the weather is mild and like as I said, like low 80s, like 25 degrees Celsius isn't so bad. But when you stick it into the really hot stuff, that's kind of when I'm going to draw the line. So, that's going to, the weather trends are disturbing. Alright, so now let's talk about the other things. What's going on with the studio? Well, we're going to be getting some new equipment I won at an auction tomorrow. Now, you already know the results of that equipment because I have the same unit already hooked up to do a bcast with. It's the Formac FS10 Studio. I bought another one on auction secondhand for Dory's computer. So, like mine, she can go ahead and make nice, good quality videos and have a good time doing it. And finally have a system where she can get better results. Because now what she wants to start doing is demonstrations and possibly selling some of her jewelry on her channel. She's going to need all the resolution she can get. I can't help if the streaming site is gonna butcher her the hell out of her video. But you know what? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We, meaning me, Dory, and me, and maybe even Sherry Heaton may actually get involved with this together. May start working on a new channel idea for those two to sell jewelry, the things that they make, and have them available for sale for you to buy them by contacting their YouTube page, and then you can say, email them and what's your name and address, and after you said, and then they'll tell you where to send the PayPal deposit, and then they can make sure that they can make some money, and you can have a nice handmade product. That's what we're thinking about doing for their channels, because they have been wanting, Dory's been wanting to reach out to more people. I thought it was very touching that after Dory finally kind of sat down and started talking to that girl on the handset, that she calmed down, and I thought that was really touching. I really kind of wished that whoever that was, whoever your real name is okay. We call her Hancy because she sounded like Hancy, but I don't think that's her real name. And but that's okay. All right, we don't want you to be scared of calling her show. She can hear you better than me. You call me on my show, there's a good chance I may misunderstand everything you say. That's the other reason I left the live streams. Because with my hearing, I felt I was inadequate to do a good job. And I didn't want to have upset people and have people keep calling me rude and crude when I wasn't trying to be rude and crude to anybody. Hearing loss is a really serious issue, and it affects a lot of people. And you might say, why don't you use a hearing aid? Oh, I have hearing aids. The problem is they amplify things too much, which only adds to the progressive destruction of my hearing. If you think about what happens with a hearing aid, okay, it amplifies the sound, but at the same time, it also amplifies the sounds around you, that the nerves in your ears become desensitized to that sound levels. And that means that eventually you're going to need to turn the volume of the hearing aid up more higher and higher. Because your body's become desensitized to the sound levels around you. That's pretty disturbing, and things like that. But oh well, we tried. Anyway, so the point is that I'm not gonna do too many live streams because I don't think they're really working for me. The next thing is, what about the Howard Stern thing? You know what? I haven't heard a peep today from the Howard Stern people. I think, honestly, that they realized that their jig is up. I'm talking about the potential fake Howard Sterners. The fake Howard Sterners realize that the jig is up, because the fact is the real Howard Stern people do know about the issue. And that's a real issue for that people, because Howard Stern, as I said, is not going to appreciate somebody making fun at his expense for his brand and his product. And I don't blame him. Okay? I understand that some people think things are all fun and games, but seriously, when you start getting involved with trademarks and copyrights and everything else, I'm going to warn you that it's a civil lawsuit issue. And the civil lawsuit, there is no limitation on liability, so therefore that means that you could be out millions of dollars, even more, if the judge so agrees. So, I'm also glad that me and Dory did not get stuck in New York City today. It is raining, it is clammy, it is cold. We would have been sitting on the train getting into Penn Central at 6:27 p.m. We would have found ourselves absolutely miserable. Okay? Absolutely miserable. Because once we got into Penn Central, there would have been no hotel. There would be no ride from the airport or from the train station to said hotel. We would be dripping wet. We would have been soaked. And on top of that, the Howard Stern people, of course, that were supposed to meet us, wouldn't be meeting us. Leaving us totally ill-prepared for what really was going on. So, I'm really sorry for those of you who really did hope we would go. But we never got anything in the post that they were supposed to send us. We got no documentation, information packets, or anything. We have no contracts. They always will send you a waiver or release along with instructions in paper form, not just by email, but also by U.S. mail as well, because they are legally obligated to do so. Okay? We never got that stuff. So, I'm just thinking my lucky stars that we did not end up going all the way down to New York City and find ourselves totally ill-prepared for that issue. Love the idea, but oh well. That's life. So we are going to be doing new things. We are going to be working on improving the studio. We are going to be working on getting our darkroom set up. That's still our plan. We were going to buy chemicals this month, but you know what? We might wait a little bit until next month. Because yesterday me and Dory went to Kent Pizza here in Winston. For those of you who don't know, Kent Pizza about a year ago, 2 years ago, suffered a very devastating fire in the building. It started upstairs in one of the apartments above the pizzeria, not actually in the pizzeria itself. The building suffered a lot of substantial damage. And a lot of people in Winston thought that was the end of Kent Pizza. Kent Pizza said, nope, we're going to rebuild. We have the insurance. And so they did. And the inside of Kent Pizza today is amazingly a very different environment. The rebuilding of the Kent Pizza actually made Kent Pizza better than it was originally. Originally, Kent Pizza was it's kind of like you would see on one of those renovation shows, like you see on the Food Network. Yeah, the Food Network, right? Renovations. Or Cake Boss. Cake Boss is a good example. Except this is a pizzeria. This is not, no, not a Cake Boss. Shit. I know the show, I used to watch it a lot. Anyway, basically what they did was they had to tear the whole restaurant apart anyway because of the fire damage. So what they did was they totally rebuilt it from scratch. It's totally modern now. And it has, they replaced the old tables. They replaced the old chairs. They replaced, they got rid of the fake brick on the inside. They upgraded the pizza ovens in the kitchen. They put new lights in, new tables in, new chairs in. A really nice place environment. The food still tastes the same. From what I remember, when I used to live over there by Fred Richards' jewelry store. So it really was a nice product. I liked what I saw, and I had a good time with Dory. We used the net spend to pay for that food. My new debit card, by the way, did come today. So I'm going to see if I can go down to the bank tomorrow morning and have it repinned for the use of going shopping. Or, of course, I could wait for the actual pin to come from the bank, too. But I will just have it repinned anyway because it'll be a lot easier for me to do that. So I'll just get it repinned so I can use it right away. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the so-called rudeness argument. Some people say I'm rude. Like I said before, and I just want to explain this. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody. But when I do the live streams, I mean, they just make me kind of crazy. If you ever imagine what it's like to have hearing loss and have anxiety issues, yeah, I do. I got anxiety issues. That's common with people with Asperger's. We do get anxiety issues. Here you are, you're trying to deal with things that are totally out of your comfort zone. You're trying to answer phones. Your hearing is betraying you every step of the way. You're misunderstanding what they're saying. You can't be sure if they give you the right instructions. And it's making you feel emotionally sick to your guts. And then you get a couple people that really are deliberately trying to be rude. And those people are making me nervous because of YouTube's policies and decency rules and the Federal Communications Commission and all this. Because even though you may not realize it, this is going out on the open air radio broadcast. This is going out on radio too. So every day, these videos go out on a low power AM radio station, right? Look at it right here in my living room. That's we never stop running that. That still runs unless the power adapter falls out of the wall, which can happen. And of course, let's see, where is I? I really have to tell you, I'm really looking forward to seeing some new things in the future. By the way, if the real Howard Stern office did send me all the legal documentation that they have to send me via the U.S. Post, would I go to New York City? The answer is yes, but it has to be spelled out in plain everyday English what is included in that post. There would have to be a clear documentation of the itinerary. There has to be a clear documentation of who's paying for what. It has to have, that's required anyway. They have to tell you all this stuff. If they're paying for the train tickets, they have to give you information of which train, what time and date, or give you a coupon so you can order the tickets yourself with their expense account. Okay? They didn't do that, so unfortunately that's one of the reasons why it's not going to happen. Sorry, boys and girls. I know that some of you are dreaming about it, but it's just not going to happen. But don't feel bad. I mean, things will get done. Good things will happen. Now, with the new video capture device for Dory's computer, the live streams will come out to be much better than they were now. We also will be working on doing our best to make other things better. Okay? The sound will certainly be improved by quite a bit. Eventually we're going to be replacing our audio video equipment with new and better audio video gear. One of the most important things is the thing that's way too far away from me right now. There we go. It's a microphone. And the microphone is going to be one of the things, and this microphone's a good microphone. This will probably stay around. Our existing mixer will probably stay around, but we're going to add a main mixer to this mixer. So this mixer, just like originally, will be the microphone mixer. It handles the 4 microphones. And then we're going to get our either a Euro rack or a Xenix. I don't remember what the layers are, but maybe get a 1203 or 1204 FX or a USB mixer from Behringer, and that way we can have additional inputs for additional microphones and, of course, audio sources and things like that. And maybe pick up another 2 or 3 pairs of headphones or earbuds so that everybody will get a lapel microphone that clips here, like the SM11. And then that way everybody can be microphoned from the beginning, so that there'll be less need to worry about microphones having to be sitting on tables everywhere all over this house. For the telling on the couch, that may be an additional advantage. Also, as I said, to get little earbuds. Then we can put the little earbuds in the ear, so that way they can hear the monitor or the production room as the production room is giving instructions to that person. And they can always speak to the production room too. So the production room will be able to hear them, but also be able to speak to them also. So if they want to say something to the production room, of course the production room will get production room will get in the main audio source. For example, like if Dory said to me, "Michelle, could you please zoom in on these earrings, really tight shot." And also we're going to set up, we want to set up a video monitor in here so that you'd be able to see what we are showing you, the audience, so we can see the things that we're showing you. And then have overlays so we can set things like show time, date, weather, things like that. All that stuff is going to cost money, but that is what we're going to invest in. So give us give us a couple of years to come up with like 15, 20, like $3,000-$4,000 minimum, maybe about $30,000 to really seriously upgrade and maybe even rent a bigger studio. We need a bigger room anyway. This is a small room. As you have no idea, this room here is 12 foot by 12 feet. It's very tight because it's a living room and it's also a studio. And yes, I didn't forget these, did I? Yes, we do want to get new phones. We will be working on trying to get new phone equipment as well, so everybody will benefit. Dory! What? Your phone's doing something. You gotta turn it off because it's coming over my microphone. Alright, so anyways, that's where we stand with all the changes and things like that. Some of you, of course, may or may not be too excited about it, but I can assure you that this isn't my first love. My first love, it always will be, is radio. Which is another whole different story together. Is I want to go ahead eventually and pay the $3,000 filing fee from the Federal Communications Commission and try to achieve and get a radio station broadcast license. And so that we can become a separate radio station here in Winston. That was also a project that was been on my plans ever since I was very young. So that's not a new thing by any means. Well, anyway, I don't have much more to say, and I learned one thing about the live streams too. Don't drag them on forever. The audience hates it, and so do you. So let's just make it quick and short, and that's what I did. So let me just remind you of the schedule. Lumi show, 5 p.m. to whenever. It's 5 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. Dory show, 5 p.m. to whenever on Thursdays. My show, if I choose to broadcast one, will be 5 p.m. to whenever on Fridays Eastern time. Okay? Also, that the temperatures of this next coming week are going to suck. Weather is gonna suck. There's not gonna be no nice sun. There's not gonna be no nice outdoor weather. For those of you who celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which is today, you're probably going, "Oh, this weather sucks for Cinco de Mayo." You ain't kidding. All right. Also, the Earth will be, it already is 0.45 degrees Celsius below normal average weather temperature. Okay, so that's an issue too to think about if you are. What is this thing? Well, this thing. Well, let's show this real quick. This is a speaker. I don't know if the battery is charged up or not. Yeah, it is. Okay, what this is a speaker, and it's a Bluetooth speaker. So what this does is you can program this by syncing it up with your Bluetooth device. Then the speaker will play music. Very simple little toy. It sounds okay. It's not quite as nice as the speaker I have, the big cube I had, but yeah, it works. So okay, so for the time being, so what are we gonna do with all that frosting? Well, I bought stuff to bake cakes, so I gotta just get Dory a couple recipes to bake the cakes with. So we're gonna be making cakes from scratch, and I bought the baking flour. I bought the baking powder, the flour, the vanilla extract, the butter, the vegetable oil, the cocoa powder, to make a chocolate cake. We already got eggs, so, and of course we already got water, so that means that we can go ahead and work on making a nice cake mix with that. She already picked up some Crisco shortening from the soup kitchen, and I picked up some confectioner sugar from the soup kitchen. So we can make a really awesome set of cakes. I'll be making plenty of them, I should assure you. To dismay of my medical doctor, which would probably tell me is the last thing I need to see you do is put on more weight. Well, you know what, Doc? You're not the only one who feels that way. I don't want to put on more weight either, but we do got to use the frosting somehow. Alright, so for the time being, guys, thanks for watching this. Hope to see you soon. Stay warm, stay safe, and of course, stay dry. And I'll see you probably tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.